Today's jewelry making workshop is about crimping to attach a clasp. Now this is a technique you're going to use every day. So let me explain how crimping tools work. There's a smaller size, the standard size, and where you get the size is in the notches in the jaws of the pliers. So smallest, and then the standard one, and then the largest style. Now there's also a smaller tool. This is a pocket style of tool in the standard size plier, and what you'll use is the one that works for the crimp beads and tubes that you're using. So the difference between tubes and beads is you have cylindrical shaped little tubes. I like these for attaching clasps. And then you have also crimp beads. And these are smaller, they're going to be less obtrusive in a design. You would especially use these if you're creating illusion pieces. So the way that you do it is you just pass your beading wire through your crimp. And in this case, I'm using a crimp tube. And I choose the crimp and the wire. You can look at the packaging for which size goes with which, but it's pretty easy to tell because you'll know when you try it, if your wire passes through twice, you're good. So you want to fill up as much space inside the crimp as possible. So of course, clasps and crimps come in all kinds of different metallic colors. You can mix them together for more of a mixed look, or you could use a matching one. I chose this antique brass clasp, and I have a silver crimp tube here, and you can see how the wires are both going in. Now this one is such a larger wire that it's filling up more space inside the crimp tube. If you do have extra wire extending from the end, you'd want to make sure that the ends are parallel. I can tell mine are because they are not crossed inside the crimp. So you would just adjust this. You can leave a slightly larger loop like this if you're going to use a crimp cover. Now I'm going to come in with a standard size crimping tool, and you want to just use the outer jaws of the tool to make it into an oval shape. And I'll be honest, I don't do this every single time, but the three-step process is going to give you the most durable closure. So outer to make an oval, and then you're going to squeeze it in the inner jaws, and it makes a little crease in the surface of the crimp. So when you look at the back of it, you'll see that it has a little line going through the center like that. And that's how you know that you're ready to fold it. So now you're going to use the outer jaws of the crimping tool, and you'll just squeeze that, and it rounds it a little bit and it folds it without compressing the wire inside the crimp. Now you can also attach a crimp cover, and a nifty little trick for crimp covers is if you don't have a crimp that matches, you can cover it up with a crimp cover that does. And crimp covers come in different metallic colors and styles as well. So just choose the one that looks good with your design. Now this is the standard size crimping tool. I'm going to change to the larger one because you'll see that it has much larger notches. We'll use the outer notch to make that crimp cover close. So you'll just squeeze it gently, make sure that you don't smush it, and close so that you can just barely see the seam there. And that gives you a really nice finished look, and it also won't cause any scratching at the back of the neck, and it makes it really comfortable to wear. So let me show you one more style of crimp, and this is an easy crimp closure because it has a tiny coil in between the two metal bars, and that coil is what compresses onto the wire. And I love this closure because it's so simple to use. All you do is place the wire into the end of the crimp, and then you use the outer jaws on your large crimping tool to squeeze that together. So it compresses that coil and then holds the wire in place. And you can attach a lobster clasp or a spring ring clasp to the end, and you have a nice clean closure. That's our crimping lesson for today.